school vacation. I know not everyone has school vacation because not everyone's in school. But for me, this is a big deal. I've been waiting for this for a while. I was like, oh my gosh, it's finally here. And with that, we actually had a return of an old friend, an old thrift store reopened for the season. I know, it's all lining up. It's all lining up. I have my ducks in a row, and I've hit every single one of them. The last one I wanted to hit was the video today for you guys. And I am here today, happily, on a Monday, making a video for you all. My favorite thrift store reopened. We got some stuff. I just want to show you why it's my favorite. It has some just really cool stuff, really good stuff as well. They've been stocking up for a while. I went twice this week. I'm not going to show everything today. I got so much stuff. But I'm going to show the wide variety, talk about all the stuff. You know, everything, I show one thing and then think like there's 3 or 4 other things similar to it. I just don't want to repeat things and it get kind of boring. So I normally choose one that fits an archetype and I describe the archetype. Anyways, guys, we're going to get in the video, get into the stuff, and I'll show you what we got. This thing is massive. This is the biggest book I've ever had. It's huge. Let me show you. So we have pictures like this for it here. This is, I don't know. I think I have $12 shipping on this. This is a massive tome. This is massive. It has some wear and tear here. As you can see, I put the images there to show it off, and I have it in the description. I'll show down to the description here where we got book has, all caps, some wear and tear. See images above. Also, the pages within could have bonuses, such as stains of writing, sold as is. So it's one of these things where, this is a good book. This is a $50 book. $50 book. They've been selling anywhere from $70 to like $40. Or 40, 70, 40. We'll say that's the range. I don't think the wear and tear on this is that bad, so I put $50. Obviously, best offer, because I like best offer. Someone has a different price in mind, and I can agree with that price. I paid $1 for this book. $1 into $50, not bad at all, and $1 into whatever they send me is also not that bad at all. Make sure, guys, I always say this, I always want to make sure this is a stressed point on the show. Try shipping when you can, especially on items like this. You do not want to underestimate shipping because, look at this, $12. I don't even know if it'll be $12. It could be a little less, could be a little more. But anyways, you don't want like $10 being eaten into your final cost. Plus, if you do any promoted listing fees, which I do 1% always, that's an extra 1%. Plus, there's final value fees, which, there's a lot of fees, a lot of extra stuff. You want to make sure you are covering yourself with as much protection as possible when you're dealing with shipping or anything with your items in general. Moving on to another one. This one's weird. I've never done a type of book like this. It's a yearbook, a vintage yearbook from Occidental College, or Occidental, I don't really know. La Encina, I don't know. It's so weird. There's actually there's some writing here, I showed it off. But on the side it shows it's 1980. I've never picked any of these up, but there was a few of them there. And there was 2 of them that were worth it. There was like a 1950s Boston College one, and then there's this one. It was really weird. I was like, all right, so I'll pick them up. They looked kind of cool. They were putting out books. They had so many books. They're like, oh, we're glad you're here because we're just going to keep giving you these books. And that dictionary that I showed off, they hadn't put it out yet. They were like, do you want this? And they kept saying, do you want this? And they were giving me another book. I was like, sure, I want it. I have somewhere, I didn't list it yet, but it's in my my little storage back here. I have a field guide for, it's a soldier's medic, like, field guy, and I was like, whoa. I was like, where are you finding this stuff? So, yeah, they've been on break. They've been collecting their stuff. So, always try to keep tabs, and I always say, make friends or, have fun, and, don't be, I don't know how best to put it, but let's just say, be a nice customer, be someone that they don't get upset at seeing, or someone that are like, oh, this guy's here, right? A problem boy, all right? You don't be a problem child, right? Just be good. I obviously, I know, like, some of my friends' parents work at these places, so it's different, obviously, but a lot of them, they don't. I've just met these people, and I've, developed a relationship over the months, and, not a lot of people, I'm an introvert, I make these videos, and I talk all grandiose, but at the end of the day, I always think of my talking as like a battery, and it gets drained, and once it's at 0, I need to recharge, right? But so when you're out at the thrift stores, I like actually talking to these people because it's when I get to go out and when I get to see other people. I remember when I started this, it was the whole quarantine, and really, no one was talking to anyone, so it was really cool to go out and, see people. It was one of the benefits of what I think is our job, our duty here, our little thing that we got going together. All right, me and you. It's one of those things I like that we get to do. We get to go out, we get to socialize. Not a lot of jobs do that. When you crank it out 9 to 5 in a spreadsheet, you're not really talking to a lot of people. But when you're, a thrifter or a reseller, you can talk to people. You can be an isolationist. That's completely fine. I mean, I'm not gonna say you need to talk to people. It's just one of those things, one of those niceties, I think. One of those things I utilize. Anyways, a college yearbook. Keep an eye out for yearbooks. Apparently, some of them could be worth it. I found 2 that were kind of worth it. Obviously, vintage books. It feels fine. It finds its way into my vintage book category pretty well. So, hey, if it fits, it ships. Anyways, we found some more vintage books. The Curly Tops. The Curly Tops. I thought these looked very cool. Some are actually illustrated on the front, which is very impressive for the time, I think. Because these are definitely some old bones here. Look at that. Very old, very nice, very cool. Anyways, these are illustrated, very cool. They stood out to me. They had their opening day, which everything was just the price it was. And then Friday, they had a half-off sale. So I came back. These were, I think, $2 each. Came back on the half-off sale. They actually put out a few more. So I grabbed them. Grabbed them half off, $1 each. Not bad. $1 each. $15.55, 4 of them. So $4 in. 15 out, and I have like $6 shipping. I don't know if it'll be that much, but I like I said, I like trying to be a little more liberal with shipping because you get really bit in the butt if you don't. Anyways, we're moving on here to something that isn't a book, but actually pretty cool nonetheless. We have GTA 5, GTA 5. I see the V and I was thinking 5, but GTA Vice City, which was the first, I think, 3D GTA. So very important for the series. So if you ever see a GTA, any of them, they always sell well. So GTA is definitely one of those. It's a video game series with a lot of renown, a lot known to it. And some of the older ones can fetch you a pretty penny. Actually, this was the half-off day, so it was 50 cents, and I got $10 out of it. So that's pretty good. I noted that there was a little crack on the bottom here, and that is in the description. I'll show you the description here. Wow, hey, now we know why it has some value, right? So anyways, so we're going to show the description off here because, we haven't shown. That is not my description. That is auto put. Here we go. Condition is good. This has not been tested. Can be upon request before purchase. I always offer that. Not many people take me up on it, but I do offer it. And the people who do ask me to do it, I do it. And I always think in my head, if that is the thing that's going to make them, complete the sale, then I'll do it. I'll put in the few extra minutes of work and I'll test the item. Case may have some wear and tear. Also, this within could have some scratches. Sold as is. There it is, there it is. This is a unique one, and this is a very good one. A very good one. Got it on the first day. I actually paid up for it. I paid $4 because I did not want to lose it between that day and the half-off day. It is the Vintage Flair Magazine, 1950 premiere issue. Guys, if you ever see some old, what did I say in the last video? If it's old, give it a look. These are very telltale things. $40 plus $4 shipping. Very good. Has some serious wear and tear. These were fetching around like $50, I would say. That was around what I was seeing pretty consistently. I show off a lot of stuff here. I show off some of the blemishes and wear and tear that the book does have here, the magazine rather. And yeah, so something like this, you don't want to make sure that you pick stuff up. That I always say, like if it's like $30 or more, like it's worth paying up a little more for it. Like the $10, $20 flips. You can wait, especially the $10 ones. The $20, hey, if you're desperate, you're desperate. Go for it, right? But I did not mind paying $4 for this. This is definitely $4 well spent. $4 into $40. Hey, look at that. That's not bad. Same description as all the books. I always say that having templates for your descriptions that you can kind of change and match for the item specifics, like may have some wear and tear on something that really doesn't, might have some or has some, see images above. So you kind of, you tailor the description for the item, and obviously for disc, we have something else. We have like has not been tested, can be above. That's one of those things that I like offering to people. It's one of those, I would say, I guess, user or customer experience item, customer experience things that you can do for your store that really don't have any immediate or measurable effects. But I like to think that, the people that it does help, that it helped them. You don't know. There's no metric on eBay that's telling you, oh, you have a very good user experience. But trying to provide those things just, on your own merits, I think is very important. At least for me, it's not, like I said, it isn't measured, so it can't easily be managed. but it is one of those things. It's one of those feelings things. It's not a numbers thing. It's a feelings thing. When you're going through your store and it feels nice to look at an item, you feel safe buying it. You don't feel like, is this guy trying to won over me? He's trying to be a little, deceitful. You just try to be open, try to be honest, and try to provide the best customer experience that you can. Moving on, some CDs that we found there. CDs are really cheap in my area. I paid maybe, I think, 60 cents for the two of these. This is a audio CD, so this is like a play or a book of Mark Joy in there. So we have, I think, 1 to 4 and 5 to 7 and 2 different cases. It actually came with a bonus CD in it that was not part of it at all, so I just sold that separately for like $4 on its own. Just a random little thing. Sometimes you will find extra stuff in these things, and hey, that's just how it goes sometimes. So yeah, we have this here. And yeah, this is a fair little set. It was fetching around $10, $15. I put it out for $12. It was fluctuating between there. So we'll see. Obviously, best offer. I always do best offer because, hey, if the person sends a reasonable offer, who am I to decline it, right? Once again, we stumble upon some Harry Potter books. And I say books because there is a plural to this. It's always the first editions, guys. I don't know why. Maybe I'm just lucky, but this is a very good condition. I did choose very good for the condition. There's minimal wear on it, and it just looks really good. This is very good. So I have it on the higher end, like closer to 20. I could have done 1990, and I should have, but sometimes, maybe I'll go back after this video and change it. I don't know. This is just very good condition. A lot of times the dust jacket has a little, the top right corner has a little there, but it's really not that bad in comparison to like some of these other books that I find. Very good condition. Very cool. Once again, it's a hardcover. It has its dust jacket. I said this in a previous video. If you have a hardcover with a dust jacket and it's first edition, that's max value. If it's missing its dust jacket, but it's still a first edition hardcover, all right, you minus 5% of its value or 10%. If it's like a paperback and it's scuffed up or something, then you lose a little more percent. So it's one of those things like this is a perfect item. This is a first edition hardcover with the dust jacket, and it's in pretty good condition. Obviously, it's not brand new, but it's in pretty dang good condition for a thrift store item. Moving on to, you guessed it, another Harry Potter book. Another Harry Potter book. This one has some more wear and tear. Look at that. So on the corners there, if you look a little more closely, I might have some better images of it. I do. Yeah, it's a little more rugged, a little more ragged, but that's okay. Overall, it's still pretty good condition. Goblet of Fire, first edition. This is pretty good. Another 2000s first edition hardcover dust jacket. We'll show you off here. I always take a picture of the front. So my typical thing I do is front, the dates and all the information in case people want it, and then I normally do the back. But on things like this, where there's some real notable like wear and tear or blemishes to the item, I will show them off in an image. And normally in the description, I'll say see images above. And hopefully people will actually see the images above before checking it out. Look at that. On the siding here, we have some, some weird, kids read Harry Potter. They might have the little markers or the crayons, and they draw on it. I did it. I did it. I mean, I know everyone's done it in their time, as a kid. We're not, when you're reading it as a kid, you're not thinking about what's the resale value in 10 years, right? Anyways. So I show all these things off. Like I said, I just try to be open and honest about my items because I don't want to be fishing for red feedback on my store, right? We don't want bad feedback. And again, I've been referencing this guy for a while, and we have, yet again, another hardcover dust jacket. Owen King, I guess. I don't know why he decided to do that, but maybe he wanted to do a little play on name with his name. Again, look at this. We show off the front. We show off the inner. I've been showing off the sides recently because I feel like that's normally where you'll see a lot of the damage on the dust jackets. Here we don't see that much, so this is in pretty good condition. And we show off the back like we normally do. Once again, I like showing this cover because it gives the dates. It shows that it's a first Scribner hardcover edition. And a lot of people look for that stuff when they're buying the item. I had some people really, in my early days at eBay, if I said, oh, it's a first edition this, and it's like, oh, well, it's a first edition O'Neill edition. I don't want this. And it's because I didn't really, maybe I showed it off, but I said first edition and didn't, I wasn't that descriptive. Like I said, you learn these things over time, but why you're watching this video is for information. Or maybe you just like seeing me. I don't know. Personal preference, right? But I like trying to give as much information as I can, and I've made a lot of mistakes over the time, and therefore I know a lot of things. I know what not to do rather, and what not to do is try to deceive, or not try to deceive, but unintentionally deceive your customers. You just want to make sure you're open. You show these things. You're as descriptive as you can. Obviously, don't get too bogged down in the details. You don't want to spend an hour listing that item, getting every little bit. But you want to be general enough that you're giving the customer the tools that they need to find out the information that they might want. All right. So moving on to some more CDs. Like I just wanted to show these off. I have a few here because it's brand new and sealed. Brand new and sealed. I pay like 30 cents, 25 cents for these. It's good. A good, sub $1, get you $5 plus shipping out. This is obviously a little more than $5 plus shipping. I show the front and the back. The condition is brand new and sealed. This is very good. I always say if it's new and sealed, it's a deal. All right, always look out for these things. You might not get a lot, especially with music CDs, but you're not putting a lot in. You're putting a fraction of a dollar. I always think that's worth it. Always do sealed. It's a deal. All right, now that's obviously if you want to look it up, you want to play a little more safe, go for it. But it was the first day back. I was really happy to be back in the thrift store, and I was kind of flying and swinging loose. I was having fun. I was talking with my peeps. I was just picking up stuff, and I had a stack like this huge. They're like, whoa, you're taking all this stuff. I was like, you've been gone for all these months. I gotta clear you out. We were having fun. It was a good day. It was a good day back. Again, this is a little bit of a set. We have a little bit of a lot here. This is all good. Keep your eye out. And they weren't next to each other. One was like up here and one was down there. I found them. They were both brand new and sealed. Got them around $12. No one had sold them together. They've been selling individually for like $7, so I did $12 per shipping. I think that's fair. Best offer. Hey, someone wants to shoot me like $10, like they want $2 off. I'll do that for them. I don't mind. I really don't mind. So, yep, we have these here. These are going pretty good. All cool. We show, oh yeah, there was a little bit of blemish. I actually have a specific note that I'll show you down there. Yeah, because I wanted to show these off, because even though it's brand new and sealed for a reason, it can still be damaged. Note, Volume 2 has some scratches. See images above, sold as is. Always make sure, like I said, I've been stressing that this video, because I always like trying to get a message across in every one of my videos, and, stressing one point over and over and over. Repetition is key. Best way to learn. Trying to be honest with your customers, giving them the tools they need for the details and information that they want. Always good. Always good. User experience, customer experience, yada, yada, yada. We will show you the last and final item, which does not shy away from these founding principles that I'm trying to get across. We have, like I said, always give a cool item at the end of my videos, because you guys are awesome and deserve the best. The signed book! The signed book! Oh my god, it happened, it happened, it happened. And did I know it was signed? Nope. I picked this book up because I was like, oh, this looks cool. It's a novel of feudal Japan. How could this be a loss? It was okay on its own. It was around $10 on its own. But I was the only person out there with it signed. For Benny and whatever, Ron, I don't know. All the best. And this happens to be the author of the book. So we have Lucia Colleen Rabo or whatever. I can't read cursive. They never taught me it. So we have this here, Lucia St. Clair Robinson, and we have that there as well. So I thought that was really cool. Just happened to find a random signed book. Very good, very cool. We have 1991. I think this is first edition. Does it say that here? First edition, March 1991. So we have this. I show off the signature so people know that where the signature. It's obviously not a traditional signature because it's supposed to be for someone else, but their name is in it. The author did sign it, so I'm counting it. Let me know if I shouldn't, but that's I guess it was the first time I ever saw an author write a message, but I figured it's still counted as signed. I don't know. This is it's new territory for me. Anyways, 1991. Show the little inner bit. Shows the first edition, so people know. Now they know, oh, that's all the details. We show off the back, in case anyone cares about the back and wants to see the condition. It's looking all right. A little bit on the top left there. We show the middle, because we're cool, and we want to put a little extra time into our items. And bang, look at that. Pretty good, pretty good. This is a random signed book. Found it, didn't know it was signed. Got it, was signed. Love it. We love when this happens. Never really happens. Happened to me maybe like, this is probably the second or third time after about a year of doing this. So, when you're dealing exclusively in books, this is pretty good. Like, If you're not dealing with exclusively books, you're probably going to find very few randomly signed hardcovers. But yeah, the best way to... I never check, because I feel like if I checked every book in the store, in these thrift stores, it would take me way too long and it would yield way too little. Like, the amount of signed books out there are really not that much. But sometimes they will have a sticker here that says autographed or signed copy. If you see that, immediately check it, obviously. Because that anything that's signed, even if it's a copy-paste artist, like your Clive Cusslers, your James Pattersons, right? Even them that are signed, very good. I've sold some for $40, $50. Like signed signatures, anything like that, autographs, name it. It is good, all right? It is good, all right? That is a win. That is a W for books. A W for books. That is a good sign. Now, if you want to sit there and check every hardcover, be my guest. That's not going to be me. But hey, to each their own. To each their own. Everyone has their own business strategies. I'm just here preaching my own. Once again, we stand at the end of a Man-Tup Sells video and the start, the precipice, the beginning, the prelude unto the week, unto this great week of ours, this week off from school, this week of true eBay reselling, thrifting extravaganza that is just beginning. Began last Friday on my last day, which, thank you all for your thoughts and prayers on my finals. I did great. I kicked them out of the park. They're gone, baby. They're gone. And we don't have to deal with them for another few weeks, months. I don't know. I don't keep track of these things because I don't want to, quite frankly. All right? What I do want to keep track of is making sure that I tell you guys to have an amazing day. Great luck out there to you all. Great thrifting, great listing, and great eBay reselling or wherever you resell. I love you all. It's been Man-Tup Sells. You're gracious. You're loving. You're handsome. Who needs a shave? Host. Soldier salute. Peace. Goodbye, peoples.